episode of DrDarnise's House of Religion, Magic, and Conjure. Hey, it's been just a minute. I hope you were able to watch the replay of the live I did last Friday. I just came on to do this sort of impromptu, spontaneous, to do sort of a catch up because I'd been away for a bit. But anyway, I wanted to come on today and talk about hoodoo. It's been a minute since I've given you a video on hoodoo. And I was thinking about something that I wanted to share with y'all. So that's what this video is about. Is hoodoo as strong as other forms of magic? So again, let me say, you know, on this channel, you can find all kinds of videos about hoodoo and what it is, but it is, in short, an African-American folk tradition of spirituality and herbal medicine, one might say, using herbs and various items to perform magic. And by magic, I mean the ability to control or manipulate one's environment, using things in our environment, using candles, using herbs, using the elements to create the certain kinds of circumstances that we want with our own intention. Okay, so there are a lot of different kinds of magic, though. Hoodoo is the African American one that is really particular to the American Southeast. So the states of South Carolina, Georgia, North Florida, that area that's called the Low Country. So if you were to Google Low Country, it would give you those states, right? And it also intersects with the Gullah Geechee people, the African American group of people who we refer to as Gullah Geechee people. They have been able to really maintain a lot of our African traditions, granted in an Americanized way. We call this syncretism in the academy, right, among religion scholars. Syncretism, meaning religion and culture are mixed together. So of course, in the African American context, we're going to have a mixture of cultures, right? We're not in Africa, and we have not been for many centuries. And so our culture is a mixed one, mixed with the European, which has become Euro-American, the Native American, indigenous, and that's just how it is in America, right? So hoodoo is that form of magic that we created in that region specifically. Now, there are people who have created magics in their particular region as well. So you could look at the Appalachian people, for example, who sometimes are called hillbillies, right? So North Carolina, West Virginia, you know, those kind of areas, the hill people. But you know, the folk are people who typically remain close to the land and close to the old ways, close to those things that are sometimes called old wives' tales or superstition. So even in watching this video, you might be like, well, do those things really work? Or is it superstition? Is it really old wives' tales? And, you know, none of this really works. It's just, you know, lip service or whatever. So no, let me just say, you know, no, these practices work. That's why they have survived for centuries. They've survived because people have passed down by word of mouth how to do them and what to do. Also, one has to really understand that there's a law of correspondence. That's how we use one natural item, a plant, for example, to transform our circumstances and call it magic. That's why you can burn a candle and attract love into your life, for example. That's how you can burn a candle and bring some money into your life. I got this green candle right here. It's not lit. I probably should light it, right? A green candle is good for inviting money into your life. I don't think, if you're watching me, I don't think that's news to you, but maybe it is. And so get yourself a green candle. But it's not just enough to have the candle itself and to light it just sort of mindlessly or absent-mindedly. It has to be done with its intention. And so here's what I'll say about the power of hoodoo as opposed to other forms of magic. If we're going to compare, we don't really need to compare, but sometimes it happens, right? Because people are performing ceremonial high magic, for example, which is a very much a European um, type of magic, or Wicca, right? Those are European, Euro-based kind of magic systems. And so because a lot of those have so much more outward ceremony and pageantry almost, you could say ceremonial high magic is almost like the rituals of Catholicism. It has so much ritual, high ritual attached to it, that people think, oh, well, that must be more powerful because, you have to do all these things. But hoodoo, you telling me I can just burn a candle, or I can just mix a couple of herbs together and get a change that I want. Well, here's why. Like, hoodoo is a practice that's really layered. And like I've said in many a video, the practice of magic is using your will and your intention. You must be clear on your will and your intention and to focus. And that's how you create change. Now, in a way, you don't even need the candle. You don't even need the thing. If you can focus on it, you can do it as a mental exercise. But truthfully, most people do better when they have something they can also do with their hands. Most people like to have, if it's prayer beads, rosary beads, something in their hands that they can work with. It helps them to focus their intention. It helps them to think about, every day I have a certain ritual that I do towards the end result that I want. Because you know how it is. We get busy, we forget, we say to ourselves, oh, it's not that big a deal. I can skip a day or I can come back to it. Even though it's the thing you say you want, like you want to manifest a new job, you want a new lover, you need a new place to live. You just, trying to increase your business, whatever it is that you want to do. Even though it's your own thing, we can get absent-minded and kind of lazy about it, especially because we don't see anything happening quick enough. So then we doubt ourselves and say, oh, nothing is happening and it doesn't matter anyway. Well, no, see, hoodoo is layered, where you start a practice by, for example, cleaning your area, cleaning your house, cleaning your room. And you go, well, what does that have to do with anything? And I said, get you some Florida water and clean your altar, clean off the space where you want to do your ritual. Cleaning is a banishing ritual. Banishing, member, meaning really cleaning the space, getting rid of everything that doesn't resemble where you want to go, what you want to create next. So cleansing is like, okay, let me banish the stagnant energy. Y'all know, like spring cleaning. Why do we do spring cleaning? Right? It's like you get to open the wind. If you live in cold climates, you've been, huddled down, and, during this period of quarantine, we've been hunkered down, right? People want to open the windows and let the fresh air in. They feel like cleaning, right? Exactly. So in hoodoo, okay, we're going to banish, we're going to cleanse, get your Florida water out, make your floor washes, mop the floors, clean the floorboards, get in those corners, right? Maybe your grandparents told you that. Get in those corners, right? Get those floorboards. And it was tedious work and none of us wanted to do it. But it's opening up the space, getting rid of stagnant energy, the energy of elements you don't want there, right? But if you're going to do a ritual, you want to cleanse your energy because, yeah, you want to remove energies there that you don't, that are not helpful for you. So, and you're doing it with intention. You're not just spring cleaning, right? You're cleaning because you know you're going to perform a ritual for the thing that you want, for the circumstance that you want. So you do the cleaning with an intention. Okay, so then you've got to find your ingredients, right? What is it that you want to use? What has the correspondences with the outcome that you want? So if it's a love ritual, you find yourself some candles that are pink or red, white if you can't get colored ones, because white, is neutral. Get yourself some pink, some rose quartz. You gather the things that are correspondent with love, right? And if you don't know what those things are, you can do the research. And in doing the research, that also adds to your intentionality and your focus, which is why I always encourage people to do their own magic. Yes, you can hire somebody else to do it. Yes, you can, other people are out here and can help you. I'm not really knocking that. I'm just saying if and when you can do it yourself, why not? Because every layer is building the intention, making it more powerful. Right? So you gather, cleaning is one step, gathering the materials is another step. Thinking about it, setting your intention, even if you have to wait, let's say you send away for something, some obscure herb, some High John the Conqueror root or something, and you have to wait, especially in this environment. Once again, the postal service is slow sometimes, and so you might have to wait. Suppose you had to wait a month for something, but in the context of waiting for that month, maybe you write down, you journal every day, about what you want. So when you get it, okay, now I can go and do my practice. And if you had to wait a month, you probably need to clean again. Yes, clean again. And then you say some prayers and you ask for the help of your ancestors and you light some candles. So all of these things that you're doing, you are adding to the focus and the intention and the power, the divine energy, the ashe, we say in the African, right? The chi, they say in the Asian. You're adding that energy and you're focusing and you're focusing and you're focusing. So it is no longer just an ordinary object. Right now, I haven't done anything with that green candle. So right now, it's just an ordinary candle. But if I was to really work with that candle, then it becomes sacred in and of itself because I've now infused it with energy, with the ashe. And the more I'm prayed up, so to speak, the more power I have to infuse into that. So then it works for me. It works for me. And then every time I look at it, if it's burning for a couple of days, I'm looking at it casually, right? But it doesn't have to be casual. Every time I look at it, I'm reminded of what I'm burning it for. And as I'm reminded, I give it more energy, until it's burned all the way through. And then I start looking for the signs and wonders. And during that time, I might open up my Bible and read some Psalms over, because the Psalms is a good hoodoo book. The Psalms is a good hoodoo book. And so I could, during that whole time, be praying over it. When it's over, pray over it some more, and then just wait for the signs and wonders. And anytime I get any kind of indication, I give thanks, right? I give thanks that it's happening. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say. I want to come on and say, yes, hoodoo has power as other forms of magic that you might find from various Wiccan communities or ceremonial high magic, where you have people doing the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram or the middle pillar, or Wiccan circles. They're drawing a circle, right? And they're invoking and whatnot. And those are great. Those are fine for what they want. And if you want to pursue those kinds of things too, I encourage it. I'm just saying, for African American people, we have blood in the ground here in America. And I always feel like your power is greater where you have your ancestors. I'm looking for a note I wrote to myself. I wonder if I have that. I don't think I do, but it was a statement about that, right? Like your own, you're stronger where you have your own power base, and your power base are your own ancestors. And yes, if we could get to Africa, great. But in the Americas, we had to create something that worked for us here and now. And it did. And I think about those people in Haiti, right? The revolution in Haiti. Now, that wasn't hoodoo, that was Vodou. But it shows you the power of African spirituality, is my point when I bring up Haiti. That is the power of African spirituality to keep the French at bay in Haiti. So, yeah, just let me know. Give me some comments. Let me know what you think about that and the layering. My point is the layering, the really putting your intention and your power into your ritual is what makes it powerful and transformative for you. Don't let nobody tell you that hoodoo don't work, because it does. It works if you work it. And if you like to know more about some of those other forms of magic, I mean, I could talk about them a little bit, but that's not so much what we do here. But you might have some questions because I mentioned some things. And if you're on YouTube, you can easily look up, you know, ceremonial high magic if you're curious and you're like, well, what is this really about? So let me know. Anyway, whatever your questions are. And that's it. Bye for now.